Hey guys, it's Tina from Tina's English Library Group. And I'm really happy that your guys coming to the lessons and to our meetings and that we have such great fun there. And I'm making another video about the last topic that we talked about in our last meeting. Last meeting, our student Kate, our conversator Kate, came to tell us about her cat, Plamek. And in English, we would call him Spotty, or maybe Little Spot. So, Katie, you can change the name in English too. Of course, I'm kidding. So, Katie prepared the whole presentation for us, and we were speaking about different stuff, touching cats and animals generally, pets and wild animals, wildlife. So there were a lot of new words for you guys, and you all wanted to write it down. I said that I'm going to bring it to you in this video. So what we were talking about, we talked about how Kate came about to have the cat, that she took him from the animal shelter. And the cat is a little anxious, but very sweet and nice, and we all saw the pictures. And there is this nice thing to him that he's very domestic cat, that he's not going out too much, so he's pretty safe. Also, Kate told us about what was she going through when she wanted to make and feed special diet for him. And she told us about different ways to do that and different ingredients in cat food. And also, Martin, you were asking about the connection between cat food and human food, right? So we're speaking about, isn't it too much to pay such attention to cat food? But we all agreed, hopefully Martin, you did too. We all agreed that we love our animals and we take care of them the same way as we do for people, especially if we understand that they rely only on us. There is no one else. If you don't feed the cat or a dog your pet, nobody will, especially if you live alone. If you don't take them for a walk, if it's a dog, or if you don't pet them, nobody will. So it's a certain responsibility that you take on yourself, and then you take care of your cat pretty well, as our Katie does. So, which words we're speaking about? Katie told us about the mustache of the cat, and I told you that there is this second word that was stash. It's a shortcut, and sometimes we call this whole mustache thing just a little stash. You remember I told you about Hitler's stashy, the stashy. So that was the first word. Next one was claw. You write it down as C-L-A-W. And I heard you guys pronounce it as claw, but normally you would say it claw. Claw one, claws many. If you pronounce it, you have to be pretty clear to say claws, because if you don't say it clearly, you can hear sometimes at the end of it. So it sounds like clothes. It's either closing something or clothe, something that you wear. So claw one, many claws. Massage, I told you about that sometimes when cat comes and purrs on you and making a dough with his paws on your belly or somewhere in your body, we call it in massage, let's say circle, people who are massage therapists, we call it not massage but passage because we're speaking about the word that's called paw, which means a hand of a cat. And it also surprisingly funny place with the word pause as to put video on pause. Excuse me for a second. So you can put something on pause, and it was one of the words that we were speaking about, to put on pause, making two different meanings. One, to make something stop, and the second, to put something on cat's paws, like a lot of love and kisses if you love cats. Next, we talked about cat tree, and we talked about how do we say the height. I asked you all guys if you know how to say the height of your own body, and you had different opinions about that. Well, in Europe, we don't use that same measure as they do in America or anywhere in the world. So we use centimeters, and we always say 1 meter plus somewhat centimeters. Normally, you would shortcut it. You would cut it until it goes, how tall are you? I am 165. In Americans, let's say you would hear I'm 5.3 or I'm 5'3", I'm 6'2", but they count it in feet, so it's different. But in Europe, we can say 165, which is my height. I'm pretty small, pretty short, not small, but short. You can say tall and short. And sometimes if you say small, it's generally about kids, not about adult people, because adult people can have different heights, and only to kids you can say without making any I'd say bad impressions. You could say that this one is little, so shorty. Next thing we're speaking about deer, and deer is jeleń sarna. So this thing living in the wood, looking very cute, Bambi, absolutely. Looking very cute, but as I've heard, they're very hard to manage, but still wild animals, so deer. And it's written differently, but it sounds the same as deer. Oh dear, how are you? When you're saying to someone, drogi, mój drogi. Next thing was the word that one of you liked very much, and I'm not gonna say who, but she likes music. And it's the word fixed. So you can say, I sterilized my cat, or you can say, I got my cat fixed. My cat was fixed. It is the meaning of sterilization also. Next thing, we talked about two words that are pretty connected. So scratching and feeling the itchy. I feel itchy. Swędzi mnie. It is itchy. Swędzi. It is itching when you put ing at the end. Is also talking about the process. I feel the itch right now. And if we're talking about nouns, it is the itch. What do you feel? I feel itch. How do you feel? I feel itchy. So that's the difference. And when you feel itchy, what you do? You scratch. What do? You scratch the itchness. Of course, I'm kidding. You scratch your itch. Next thing, we're speaking about different senses of human body. So I'm gonna give you 5 of those. So smell, to smell. The name of the sense, powonienie, is smell. But the name of the verb is to smell. I smell you, I smell food, I smell flowers. To smell the smell, to czuć zapach, to smell the smell. Second is to see, but the word for the sense is different. The word for the sense is vision. I have vision. My vision is blurry. My vision is very clear. I see you. So the noun is vision and the verb is to see. I see, you see, we will see. Next one is to hear. And here's going to be pretty easy. So it's hearing. Hearing. I hear you. You hear me. So the noun is what? Hearing. And the verb is what to do, to hear. There is a difference between hear and listen. It's the same as in Polish, słuchać I słyszeć. That's different, right? You know what I'm talking about when you're speaking to someone you love and they don't listen to you. So it's different from when they hear. They hear you, but they don't listen, right? Sometimes it happens. Next thing is taste. Is the same as with the smell. So what? Taste, noun, and the verb, what to do? To taste. I taste food, I taste drink, I taste sweetness, right? And I have good taste or I have bad taste. It's also gust. Smak I gust is the same in English. Next thing and the last thing about the senses, but let me grab some taste for you. Rather for myself, but still for you because I'm speaking to you, right? Excuse me. So the next one and the last one is to touch. The same thing, same for the verb and same for the noun. What? Noun, touch. What to do? To touch. I touch you, you touch me. I feel the touch. So if someone is touching me, I feel the touch. But when someone is scratching me, I feel the itch. So there you go. Next thing was we're talking about why Katy's trying to hold the doors closed. to not let her cat out because it's pretty dangerous out. And we talked about the word that we usually use to say if our pet is running away from home, like they sometimes skip through the door. You can say run away, you can say skip, but we talked about this word flee. You can flee, not fly, not from the balcony, but flee. So it means to escape very, very fast. Next word was when we were speaking about what kind of water do you give your animals. And Katie told us that she changed it, switched it, and now she's giving her cat tap water. So you can have bottled water, you can have tap water, and you can choose between both. In bottled water, we also have two kinds. You can have still water, so it's without gas, and you can have sparkled water or gas water. Gas water I heard really rarely. I usually hear sparkle, so it means it has gas in it. One more word, cleanliness. Do you remember this one? You guys were all surprised that it doesn't sound like cleanliness. Well, it doesn't. I was surprised myself when I heard about it, but it does sounds like this. So it is clean. My house is clean. I clean. So the verb is clean, right? To clean, right? So I clean, you clean, we clean. But what is that we're doing? What do we bring to the house is not cleanliness, but cleanliness. We bring cleanliness. And the last word that we're speaking about is, excuse me, is acid. We're speaking about different ingredients in the foods for cats and for humans. I think Martin brought up this subject, and we talked about how to say kvass, so it's acid. Something has acid in it. Domestos is very, very full of acid. It has a lot of acid in it. So those are all words, guys, that we're speaking about. Let me check. Yeah, that's all the words. Now, I hope you all remember this pretty well, and you will use them from time to time, and also in our meeting, which is going to happen. If nothing is gonna bring us to break it, it's gonna happen this next Friday at 4:30 p.m. And by the way, guys, you saw this card on our table that has 4:15 on it as a start of our class. I asked the girls about it, and they said it's because the place is reserved for us 15 minutes prior the start of our class. So it's good for us. Nobody can break in and don't make this meeting happen. What am I saying? Wait. Don't make this meeting happen. I am trying to speak in Polish. Come on. I'm making this this Xero from Polish to English. So this time is set to make the place free. Every time when you get into the situation where you complicate a little bit your phrases, your speech, don't feel afraid to step back, like 1-2 steps back. Stop everything and simplify. Just make it simple. Say, I'm sorry, let me rephrase it. Let me say it in different way and rephrase it much simpler than you were speaking before. It's okay to do this. So, it's a good instrument to talk to people. Okay, guys, so we have it all set from the last meeting. We have all the words. If you have any questions, please write down in the comments, and see you at the next meeting. Bye.